Gods and goddesses in training, welcome back to the channel. It's Uncle Makara. Let's get started today with another amazing video, okay? Today's video is really powerful because we are ultimately talking about how we can truly become masters of our own reality, okay? Now, I wanted to call this video State Pumpers versus Pleasure Alchemists, okay? Now, I'm a pleasure alchemist. I don't know about you, but I transmute everything into feeling good, into pleasure, into bliss. That is my ultimate state of being. And along with that, I am also purposeful, okay? I'm not converting the energy and then letting it become stagnant or transmute into darkness or any of that. I'm allowing myself to transform myself into a trajectory that keeps improving. Upward spiral game, okay? We had a podcast last night, so go check that episode out, okay? It's on IMC TV, the YouTube channel. We're called Savage Shaman Seminars, okay? So we chose some kind of a mission here on Earth. Before we incarnated in our physical bodies, we had a choice. And we chose to fragment into this particular version of ourselves. So the key way to understand this is you have an animal self and an angelic self. And both of them have got to merge in order to what? Create integrity. And that's the idea of the priest beast, the archetype that we believe in at Primal Sutra, which is the highly integrated man or woman, or the priestess beast, right? The idea becomes your animal self is coming back in touch with its angelic form. And through understanding that these polarities can merge together to create a unique concoction in each individual of a walking vibration. A walking vibration, but also a permission slip for others to do the same. So you become a survivalist and a replicator. You're replicating your vibe wherever you go. You see? I don't want you to think in terms of, I'm trying to avoid this, I'm gonna argue with this, I'm gonna fire back, I'm gonna use force. This is flow. This is a new paradigm. Just like how you're thinking in your old Newtonian particular paradigm, I'm thinking in the quantum paradigm. So what are state pumpers, right? You see these guys. They're online, you know, spitting out 1,000 different motivational quotes, but are highly unmotivated, okay, themselves. These guys are listening and watching Tony Robbins, going to a seminar, getting hella excited. Yeah! Okay? It's called rah-rah, okay? Rah-rah backwards is arr, arr. So he's missing the pirate in him, bro. That was a lame-ass joke. But you guys get what I mean, right? You know these Tony Robbins cult people, right? They treat Tony like he's a prophet or something. Dude knows a bunch of skills, okay? Neuro-linguistic programming. Like anybody can learn that, what he's doing. But he's training people at a high level. And because of his survival value, he's super tall. Think about this, guys. He is so tall and he has a deep voice when he speaks. And that in our minds represent what? Authority, a father. And so he just tapped into that code. But he created himself to be like that too. Of course, he has some kind of a growth thing that happens. He has some kind of disorder that makes him super tall, and I think it's heightened pituitary hormone or something like this. Besides that point, man, this guy comes in and he state pumps, right? And state pumping is great. Like, we've got to do that. We have to have the ability to do that, right? That's an important, essential element that a lot of people generally are missing. They don't know how to raise their state up. You know, and it's a sad fact, because I wish that somebody could shake them up. And this is the thing, man. Every single enemy in your life, you have no enemies, bro. This is trippy as fuck. You have zero enemies. The enemies that you see out here in this physical world, they're just projections of you, reminding you back into your wakefulness again, back into your ascension process again. That's all. So any little resistance you might be feeling from other people or all this stuff, that's a resistance that you feel towards yourself. And you will notice when you do the inner work correctly and you start feeling better about yourself, because you've taken a crystal clear look at yourself, man, and you figured something out about yourself. And that gives you confidence, right? And I call it Godfidence, because I'm not conning anybody, okay? It's not fake it till you make it, it's act it till you fact it. You're buying all of these jewelry, luxury brands and showing it online, okay? Flexing. Whereas you're broke and you're just living in your dad's studio apartment or whatever, right? Like this kind of stuff, right? Yes, fake it till you make it. LA, that culture, Hollywood, it's all about that, right? But now we're understanding the power of authenticity doesn't drain you. What's the power of authenticity? It doesn't drain you. Why? Because it's real. It's no effort. You just are. What? At the state that I am, I'm here and now. At the state that I am. Every state is a good state. I accept that state. I accept every single thing. I am not resisting anything. Okay? Never in my mind do I have a lock. All the locks have been opened. There's still many things to unlock probably, but they haven't showed up yet in my consciousness yet. And so I cannot transmute it. When I see it, I look at it, and then I alchemize it. That's the pleasure alchemist. Now the state pumper, he struggles with that. You see? He's just trying to boost the state up, but then, okay, it's back down. Because he hasn't integrated it yet. You see what I'm saying? So this is a key difference, guys. There's somebody who's a savage shaman and a weakling wizard. Okay? The weakling wizard is like staying up and trying to learn some new spell to try to get some girl to fall in love with him. Right? He's trying to create some love spell to put this girl under or some shit, right? Whereas the savage shaman understands, wait a second, I want this girl's love. That means I'm lacking some level of love towards my own divine feminine, right? There's something missing, and that's why I crave this woman as a symbolic reminder of that thing. So I've got to, first of all, fulfill that Shakti essence within myself. I've got to embrace and accept my divine feminine nature and my divine masculine nature. It's a sad fact, man, but a lot of us, we've been made to be weak, and I don't like that. Do you guys like that? I don't like that one bit. I think it's important that we sharpen ourselves like a fucking katana, bro. You know what I mean? Like, once you understand that everybody in the scene of this movie is you, like you walk into a restaurant, right? And it's all like holograms and projections of you sitting around, like, oh wait, you mean that old black man playing a guitar is me? Oh wait a second, that Chinese woman, you know, across the road buying that rice, that's me? Right? You start going, wait a second, oh, that weird TikTok star that blew up, that's also me? Right? You start understanding the deeper layer to all of this. And this is how you get rid of fear and anxiety, guys. If everything is you, what you worrying about? The worry comes from you separating yourself from the movie scene. You are trying to cut yourself out of the role that you know you're meant to be playing. I think the best you is the real you. That's my belief system, and that served me so far. I know I'm not trying to be this kind of, anxious, shy, awkward. What the fuck? Why would I want to do that? Would I consciously choose that experience? Maybe it's serving me. Maybe it's protecting me from getting hurt again, okay? However, I recognize that. And I'm able to what? Transmute it, lean into its edge, look at it in the eyes, right? Stare it down, mean mug it, start to regain composure, become level-headed with this thing, man, because too many people, they become so reactionary in these situations, Like any situation, a catastrophic event, let's say, people get really, really whiny about these things, right? You can't be whiny in these situations, man. You get what I mean? You got to understand how to be a pleasure alchemist. The state pumper gets whiny after a while. Okay? Yes, 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 yes. Okay? He's at the event. Yes, 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 yes. Doing breath work, chanting mantras. He's doing it all, right? Then he's back home in his sad little apartment. And then reality kicks in. It's like a kick to the gut, right? And he's like, fuck this shit. I don't feel that yes energy anymore. But Daddy Robbins was telling me that this was the right thing to do. Okay? Now, nothing against Mr. Robbins. I respect you, sir. I'm just giving an example, okay? This is very, very key, guys, okay? Because a lot of people fall under this self-development trap of like, I constantly need to improve, I constantly need to refine, I constantly need to be productive. If I'm not, who am I even? Wait, why are you like tying your self-worth to how much you produce, bro? Okay? You think I would have ever made so many videos, and I make a video a day, and if I don't post, I post the next day, as you guys know. So, like, that is so hardwired at this point because of repetition. Repetition breeds artistry. I'll say that again. Repetition breeds artistry, breeds genius. Because the more you can refine yourself towards a subject, become an expert in it, really dive deep, dominate the niche, you start understanding yourself on a deeper level, because that concept is transcending you, my friend. It's making your persona different. It's stretching the ego. It's understanding that you are this multidimensional being and you haven't accessed your powers for so long, but now you understand that you need to remind yourself and come back to the understanding that you are this animal and angel meeting together. You are this monk and this tiger meeting together. You are that aspect of the wise man at the top of the mountain, but also you have the awareness of being like a mischievous Puck character, okay? That completely understands its primal energy, okay? Like, it's both of those, man. And I want you to really come to terms with this, because we shame ourselves for what? Being human? Okay? I think we're learning to be human, and this is a school to teach us how to be human. I think that's what's going on. Now, it could also be a school for self-actualization, but I think it's a little bit weird and entitled to say that, okay, I'm only self-actualizing. Dude, you are self-actualizing, but you're raising the entire perspective that you have, right? And from that perspective, everybody feels different, acts different. And from that perspective, everyone feels different. And from that perspective, actually, other people feel different to you, right? They seem better or something like that. Like, because you just perceive them better, they seem better and they are better. And so what's going on there? This is the power of our perception. And our perception can shift our realities. Okay? We have to shift out of the paradigms because we're just these, carriers of these particular beliefs. And you're just carrying this belief around like, alrighty then, okay? Drop the old beliefs. Stop looping it. This is a war, guys. We have to choose the right thoughts and the right emotions for ourselves. In these really tough times, people will try to take away your state of mind. That state of bliss, they'll try to take it away from you. But you remain in that state irregardless. You think that abundance is the way it is. Abundance is the way that it is. Abundance is the way that it is. It is what it is. It already is. And once you can really feel that, you can engage with yourself and in your own reality. Whoever you haven't forgiven, whoever you hold resentment for, whoever you have judgment towards, that's just a fragmented part of you. And so, maybe you want to look at that. Okay, that's shadow work. Nobody wants to do that work. I do that work. Okay, a lot of my students do that work. And here's the thing, guys. We talk about psychic powers. I truly believe, the emptier you become of all of these extra thoughts from other people and emotions, the emptier, the cleaner, the purer you become a channel, the more telepathic you become. You can literally walk into the room and think what everybody's thinking or feel what everybody's feeling. And the wild thing is, you have a contract. You chose to experience that in this life. All of the star seeds watching, you guys know you had a mission even before you came here, right? You were a child and you knew you had to do something here. It was weird. Right? You were like guided suddenly in the background, like someone was nudging you, definitely, right? Someone was definitely nudging you and protecting you in all those moments, because who was that? And we could call it higher self, we can call it genius, but I think it's important for us to love that part of ourselves that has all the answers, that is very advanced actually, and doesn't feel low self-worth and low self-esteem and all these things, because it knows who it is. And I don't argue with what is. I transmute it into the most optimal energy and frequency for me. Everything is just a frequency of love, different shade. I choose to just tune myself into that high love FM frequency, baby. Ooh, man, I feel that deep sense of love and sex appeal towards myself, that deep sense of reverence and devotion towards myself. I feel it, man. In my bones, in my blood, I feel it. It's running deep within me. And I hope it's touching you in all of the right ways, okay? That was a little bit suggestive, but let's go with it. Let's flow with it. Let's understand that this is a part of the plan that the man has for us to understand, that our plan is on this planet, and we will understand it every single time. I'm a bandit. I don't want to get abandoned. Daydreaming is not childish, okay? You just need to daydream with intention. That's visualization. That's manifestation. That's imagination, okay? You are the magi in this nation. Imagination, okay? It's the image that you hold. It's the frequency that you hold. And understand that as long as you hold it and you feel it close towards that, and it doesn't change, this is what happens, right? You hold an energy and an image and a frequency, and then all right, you let it go, and then you forget about it, right? It's in your subconscious somewhere, but then it's like knocking on your door maybe like a week later after that, right? Come in, okay? And you open the door, right? And you take out like a double barrel shotgun, right? And you point it at this weakness of yours, and you're like, dude, I'm not trying to instigate that thing to try to manipulate my reality with fear and control. I can do that, but I know it's a part of the play, if that makes sense, okay? I know that I'm enjoying the thrill of it. Abundance is the way it is. Things will never be the same, okay? That's just the way it is, right? If you say I'm a winner, you should. That's just the way it is. Okay. You don't need to prove it. Try to over-explain yourself. Oh yeah, I won because of it. Oh yeah, that trophy. And now you're just trying to prove yourself. You're looking like a dumbass, right? But if they ask you like, excuse me, Mr. Championship winner, how do you experience winning? You know. That's just the way it is, like, that's the energy, bro. And that's what you got to try to understand. It's this effervescent, effortless quality about yourself that you really need to unlock right now. Because that's what's really missing in this world, right? People are just faking this shit, like doing dumb shit to try to fake themselves and try to put themselves into like a particular category of person. I'm trying to be high value, bro, if you're high value, you don't try to be high value, you just are. It just is. Okay? So instead of trying to be confident, faking it to be confident, bro, just be confident. Okay? Stand up for yourself. Come on, you got this. Just trust in yourself. That's confidence, right? Trusting in yourself. And the more you can trust in yourself, the more you can find inner guidance. Okay? The reservoirs of your inner world will open up. You'll start to blossom and bloom with knowledge. But knowledge, unintegrated is awful. It just sits there in your subconscious, right? You have nothing to do with it. Like, it's just there. But if you are a pleasure alchemist, you will find ways to purge what does not belong anymore, to renew yourself. It's not only New Year's that we renew ourselves, okay? It's an everyday thing, okay? It's an everyday thing. So start tapping into this energy, this frequency, this upward spiral gang energy, okay? Every day we're getting better and better. Try to stop us. Oh, we're way too fast for you anyway. Let's get it, upward spiral gang. Let's get it. Hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you follow the Telegram group. I just want to show you my pretty eyes for a second. For those of you who missed it, let's go. Gang, gang.